Welcome to CultureAlley Spanish. Hola, this is Español Lesson 15. Let's revise the forms of estar. I am translates to yo estoy. Try that, please. Yo estoy. We are becomes nosotros estamos. Informally, for singular contexts, you are becomes tú estás. Can you try that? Tú estás. And informally, its plural form, or you all are, becomes vosotros estáis. Good. Moving on, he is or she is, or formally you are, translate as él or ella está, or usted está. Great. Similarly, try she is. She is becomes ella está. Now looking at their plural forms, they are or formally you all are become ellos or ellas están, or ustedes están. Very good. Let's revise what we learned in the last lesson. Let's look at the definite article the first. With masculine noun in singular form, the translates to él, while with masculine or mixed nouns in plural forms, the becomes los. Moving on to the feminine forms, with feminine nouns in singular form, we use la, while with feminine nouns in plural form, we use las. One more time. Las. Great. Let's now look at the indefinite articles. With masculine or mixed noun in singular form, a or an translate as un. Try saying that, please. Un. While with masculine or mixed nouns in plural form, it becomes unos. Note that with plural nouns, we use some in English, which translates to unos in Spanish. Looking at the feminine forms, with feminine nouns in singular form, a or an translate to una. Try saying that, please. Una. While with feminine nouns in plural form, we use unas again. With plural forms, we use some in English, which translates to unas for feminine forms in Spanish. So un and una for singular forms, and unos and unas for plural forms. Great! Today we will learn some common expressions of time. Today, we will learn some common expressions of time in Spanish like today, yesterday, early, late, and many more. So let's get started. All right, let's look at some of the most common expressions like today, tomorrow, etc. Today translates to hoy. Can you try that? Hoy. Tomorrow becomes mañana. Say that, please. Mañana. And yesterday is ayer. Can you say that? Ayer. Note that mañana means both tomorrow as well as morning. So can you try the translation for tomorrow again? It is mañana. Let's now look at day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow becomes pasado mañana. Can you try that? Pasado mañana. Note that pasado literally means past. We saw that pasado literally means past. The expression pasado mañana is simply an idiom. Pasado el día de mañana literally means past the day of tomorrow, referring to day after tomorrow. The whole expression is shortened for convenience. Hence, pasado mañana is used for day after tomorrow. Great! Let's now try day before yesterday. Day before yesterday translates to ante ayer, where before becomes ante, and yesterday is ayer. The day before yesterday is ante ayer. Can you try that, please? Ante ayer. All right, time for some more quizzes. What is the translation for day after tomorrow. Your first option is anteayer. Second option is pasado mañana. And the third option is pasada mañana. Day after tomorrow translates to pasado mañana, where pasado means past and mañana means tomorrow. Very good. All right, what does today translate to? Is it hoy? Or mañana? Or is it ayer? Today is hoy. One more time. Hoy. Great. Let's revise what we have seen so far. Today translates to hoy. Tomorrow becomes mañana. And yesterday is ayer. Perfect. Let's now learn how to say see you tomorrow. In Spanish, the common phrase for see you tomorrow actually means we'll see you tomorrow, with the pronouns for you being obvious. See you tomorrow, or literally we'll see you tomorrow, translates to nos vemos mañana. Remember that to see is ver. Therefore, we see becomes vemos. Hence, we'll see you tomorrow becomes nos vemos mañana. Can you try that, please? Nos vemos mañana. Another common expression for see you tomorrow is hasta mañana. Try saying that, please. Hasta mañana. Hasta literally means until. Thus, this phrase means until tomorrow. Great, so let's quickly review the two common expressions for see you tomorrow. We saw nos vemos mañana or hasta mañana. Excellent. Now let's look at it is early. Since we do not translate it in Spanish, it is early becomes es temprano. Let's say that one more time. Es temprano. Can you try it? Es temprano. Good. It is late becomes es tarde, where tarde means both late as well as afternoon or evening. So try the translation for it is late. It becomes es tarde. Great. Remember that it is usually not translated in Spanish. Hence, it is late is actually translated as is late. We now look at in the morning or by the morning. By the morning translates to por la mañana, where por means by. So let's try the translation for by the morning again. It is por la mañana. Let's move on to in the afternoon or by the afternoon. The translation for in the afternoon or by the afternoon is por la tarde. Can you try that, please? Por la tarde. Finally, we look at in the night or by the night. By the night becomes por la noche. Try saying it yourself, please. Por la noche. Note that since mañana, tarde, and noche are all feminine, hence we use la for the. All right, it's quiz time again. Can you translate by the morning? Your first option is por la tarde. Second option is por el mañana. And the third option is por la mañana. By the morning becomes por la mañana. Did you get that right? Now try it is late. Will you say es tarde or es noches or es temprano? It is late is es tarde. How did you do there? All right, a quick review. It is early is es temprano, and it is late becomes es tarde. Moving on, by the morning translates to por la mañana. By the afternoon is por la tarde. And by the night becomes por la noche. All right, now let's look at some more expressions like at midnight. We learned earlier that at is translated to en. However, for expressions of time, we translate at as a. Can you try that? A. Good. We also learned earlier that the preposition a in Spanish means to in English. Example, to where becomes a donde. However, a may take up other forms to mean on, at, from, by, or in. In various expressions of time, a takes up the form of at. Great! So as we saw, for expressions of time, a is used as at. And we know that el is the in masculine form. Now when a and el come together, that is in at the, they are often contracted to al. Look at this again. At the is a, plus el, which gets contracted to al. Hence, at the, where the is in masculine form, translates to al. Good. So let's try the translation for at the midday. At the midday becomes al mediodía. Remember that at the in masculine form is a plus el, which gets contracted to al. And mid becomes medio in masculine form. Do you remember that day or día takes up masculine form? Hence, we use the masculine form of the adjective mid and translate it as medio. Due to the same reason, we use the as el and not la, which is the feminine form of the. Now let's try translating at the midnight. At the midnight translates to a la medianoche. Now note here that at the, when the is in feminine form, become a la, and mid becomes media in feminine form. Do you remember that night or noche takes up feminine form? Hence, we use the feminine form of the adjective mid or media. Due to the same reason, we use the as la and not el. At the, where the is in feminine form, becomes a la. A la doesn't need to be contracted and is used as is. All right, some more quizzing. Try translating at midday. Will you say al mediodía or al mediodía? Or will it be a la mediodía? At midday becomes al mediodía. Let's revise. At the midday translates to al mediodía. And at the midnight becomes a la medianoche. Good. Let's also revise the other phrases we looked at. Today becomes hoy. Tomorrow is mañana. And yesterday is ayer. Day after tomorrow translates to pasado mañana. Day before yesterday becomes anteayer. And finally, see you tomorrow is hasta mañana or nos vemos mañana. Moving on, it is late becomes es tarde, while it is early is es temprano. By the morning is por la mañana, and by the afternoon translates to por la tarde, while by the night becomes por la noche. At midday is al mediodía, and at midnight becomes a la medianoche. Very good. All right, it's time for our culture leaf of the day. Today, we will talk about tapas. Tapas are a variety of appetizers or snacks in Spanish cuisine. They may be cold, such as mixed olives and cheese, or warm, such as fried baby squid. In select bars in Spain, tapas have evolved into an entire and sometimes sophisticated cuisine. In Spain, patrons of tapas can order many different tapas and combine them to make a full meal. The serving of tapas is designed to encourage conversation because people are not so focused upon eating an entire meal that is set before them. Also, in some countries, diners stand and move about while eating tapas. In the next lesson, we will learn how to ask and tell time and dates. We hope you enjoyed your lesson today. See you at the alley for the next one.